Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan, and yes, the fan is on. And Isis just gave me a look like, really? Yes, really, I'm doing a video. You want to be in the video? She just looks at me and then she looks away. But you are gorgeous. You are this big, beautiful, gorgeous black cat. Everybody would love to see you in the video. She is so unimpressed. Like, I cannot tell you how unimpressed she is. But in the meantime, the date is Wednesday, January 2nd, 2019. Yes, we are now in 2019, the year of enough is enough. And this is now my second video of 2019, as most of you know. The time is approximately 8:18 p.m. and I am very happy to begin a new series of Llewellyn videos. This is the first installment, January 2019, of Llewellyn's 2019 tarot calendar. I am going to ask my awesome audiovisual person to do a close-up of the cover because it is a totally different cover than Llewellyn's 2018 tarot calendar, as you can already see. I love the new cover, by the way. I'm very happy with it. And we're going to go right into, as I said, January 2019. And here we go with the Fool. The card of new beginnings, perfect for the first month of the new calendar year. So, here's what I'm going to do. So, this is a little bit different than how I normally do my videos, my Llewellyn tarot calendar videos, because obviously I'm doing it differently because of the Yule tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read about the Fool, the blurb about the Fool card. Then I'm going to read the article about the evolutionary nature of the tarot. Then I'm going to read about the Good Beginning spread. I'm going to actually share with you my insights into the symbolism of each of the cards' positions. And then I'm going to read the article which focuses on one of those particular symbols. So the Fool card, pardon me, is from Llewellyn's Classic Tarot. Offhand, I do not know if this tarot deck is out of print, but I must say I have been drawn to this deck previously. So this might be one of the tarot decks that I buy myself as either a belated Yule gift or a birthday gift for myself this year. Or it could be a divine guidance gift. We'll find out soon enough. So this is what Barbara Moore, the Barbara Moore, wrote about this card. The Fool's dog is a mystery. Almost always shown as a white dog, he is the Fool's only companion. The dog barks at the Fool's heels, but we are not sure if he is giving a warning or encouragement or just playing. Sorry, I have a little bit of an itch. Itch taken care of. So here's what I remember from the Fool's Journey, or rather the allegory of the Fool's Journey. So the Fool has so much faith in the divine that he willingly walks off the cliff. He is walking off a cliff, by the way. He is walking, that's the edge of the cliff, that's his right foot, and there is air. This is high, okay? I don't believe he is high, by the way. I just believe that his faith in the divine is so massive, so powerful, that he willingly walks off the cliff knowing that whatever happens, he's going to be okay. And then when the Fool lands on Earth, or lands back on the ground, he becomes the magician. I don't know every detail of the Fool's allegory. One would think at this point in my life, I would know all the details of the Fool's allegory, or the allegory of the Fool's journey. I think that's the correct name for it. But that's what happens for the most part. Now I'm going to read The Evolutionary Nature of Tarot. Tarot would be easier to learn if there were one single source for the meanings. It would also be less interesting. Tarot has changed a lot over the centuries. From a game to divination to spiritual lessons, tarot has been used in many different ways. The images have evolved over the decades to reflect our changing understanding of the world. In older decks, the fool was shown as an idiot, an eccentric, or perhaps someone with psychological issues. In these decks, the fool really was a fool, as opposed to today's version, which shows a wise, unsullied soul with a pure heart. Pardon me. Now, interestingly enough, and I learned this from my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, there was a time when tarot decks had two fool cards. There was one fool card prior to Trump won the Magician, and there was another fool card after Trump 21 the world. The only difference between those two fool cards is that the fool prior to Trump won the Magician had an empty bag, and the fool after Trump 21 the world had a full bag, symbolizing the completion of the fool's journey, of him obtaining his spiritual substance. Pardon me. Now I'm going to read the Good Beginning spread, but specifically I'm going to read what each symbol represents. So the first card represents a red feather. Now, one of the things that I began learning about when I began learning about the ancient Egyptian goddesses and gods is that the red feather is symbolic of Mayet. Mayet is the ancient Egyptian goddess of truth, justice, and cosmic order. I have yet to learn what the ancient Egyptian term for the word karma is, but she is the ancient Egyptian goddess of karma, as well as dharma, which is a similar concept to karma. The other thing about the red feather is that traditionally, a red ostrich feather symbolizes Mayet. But as you can see in this Fool card, there is a red feather on the cap of the Fool, or rather the Fool's cap. So it is symbolic of the presence of Mayet. So there is divine truth that's coming down into the Fool's head. And then we have the white rose. The white rose, in many different symbological systems, represents purification. White roses are wonderful to use magically for spiritually cleansing oneself as part of a spiritually cleansing bath, as part of preparing for a new moon bath, a full moon bath. It's certainly a great ingredient to use to prepare oneself for a new love relationship. Also, as a way of spiritually cleansing one's aura, one can use a white, and specifically a long-stemmed white rose, the same way one would use an egg, or one would use a crystal to cleanse one's body from head to toe. And that is the second card, the white rose. And then we have the third card, which represents the bag. The bag. You know, it's so funny because my very first spiritual teacher, Denise, taught me that a bag is part of the New York uniform. And when she said that, she meant that anybody who lives, works, or spends a lot of time in New York City, whether it's the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, or of course Manhattan, you know, a bag is part of your outfit. It's part of your New York uniform. And I can honestly say that many New Yorkers would agree with this, since my awesome audiovisual person was born in New York City and raised in Brooklyn. He can attest to this. I cannot imagine ever going to well, going anywhere, least of all New York City, any of the boroughs, or Long Island, or Hudson Valley, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, without carrying at least one bag. And as some of you know, I don't know if all of you know this, but I actually have a bag that I use as a dedicated medicine bag. It is the bag that I use whenever I'm meeting with clients, whenever I'm giving readings at a public venue, such as Notions and Potions, or a private party, or a psychic fair. Certainly the bag that I use when I meet with one individual client, or when I'm teaching a private metaphysical class or a group metaphysical class. So the bag is symbolic of what we use to carry our sacred tools. And that's what represents the third card. And the fourth card is the dog. In many symbological systems, the dog represents loyalty and trust. And certainly in the Native American cosmology, the dog represents loyalty, the dog represents trust, the dog represents, I'm going to say something a little bit different. It represents having a moral compass. And that's not a phrase that I use that often because, really, I'm a gay man and I'm a happily recovered Catholic. Who the hell am I to talk about morality? But there's something about a dog's sense of right or wrong that's pretty on target. I've never cared for a lot of heterosexual women comparing men that are unfaithful to them as dogs. I find that very insulting to dogs, quite frankly. They're just being human beings that are not abiding by the rules that have been set forth in that romantic relationship. So, I am going to ask those of you who refer to bad men as dogs, please stop doing that, because it's extremely insulting to dogs. And even though I prefer living with cats, especially since I have 4 of them now, I do love dogs. I've always loved dogs. I don't want to live with dogs because I feel that dogs are more of a commitment than I can offer, especially with my schedule. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare the Good Beginning spread. So let me read a little bit about the Good Beginning spread. The beginning of a new year inspires optimism and plans. Likewise, the Fool can represent the beginning of a journey or undertaking. This spread, inspired by the symbols on the Fool card, provides clarity and advice. If you focus your vision and heed the advice, you can get your year off to the best start possible. So, what I'm going to do... Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry about that. Isis is not happy. I inadvertently touched her ear with the edge of the calendar. She is okay. Believe me, that's one sturdy cat. So it's been a long time since I've used my copy of the Kawaii Tarot by Diana Lopez. And I normally don't do cute in my tarot decks, but there was something about the Kawaii Tarot that I really, really dig. And, the symbols are so simple, but they're pretty. I'll just be perfectly blunt. I find the imagery very pretty, very cute, and if I'm not mistaken, Lance Juniper, who is one of my favorite people on YouTube and one of my favorite fellow tarot diviners on Instagram, actually taught me that kawaii means cute. So, what I'm going to do is shuffle this deck. And as I shuffle the deck, I call upon my psychic guides, and I call upon them to guide my words, guide my thoughts, guide my mind. I call upon Isis Fortuna, goddess of the sacred tarot. May the casting of these cards bring great illumination and clarity. May they bring love and light. May they bring prosperity and peace. May they bring honor, wholeness, and healing, not only into my life, but into the lives of my clients, my students, my friends, and into the lives of everyone watching this video. And, as I have said before, it is quite possible that there is something about the casting of these cards that resonates with you. And if that is the case, let me know. So, because I'm sitting in this chair next to the Yule tree as opposed to using a table, I'm doing things a little bit differently than I normally do. So I'm going to do a few more shuffles. Cut once, cut twice, cut one more time. Okay. In the interests of convenience and time, I'm going to set aside the first 4 cards from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4 from the top. I'm going to put them here in the meantime. And then, as I am fond of doing, the bottommost card, which you're going to see first, which is the final message card, I'm taking from the bottom and setting it aside here. And then, since I don't want these cards to fall over the place, I'm going to put these cards in the pouch, and I'm going to close the pouch and give it a little tie. So we're all set with that. Okay. So I'm going to read the Good Beginning spread one more time, and then I'm going to go right into each card. And what I asked as I was shuffling was, what do I need to know to make 2019 spectacular? There you go. Okay. Good Beginning spread. The beginning of a new year inspires optimism and plans. Likewise, the Fool can represent the beginning of a journey or undertaking. I'm being told to drink more tea. Oh, Yogi tea, blueberry slim life green tea. I love this tea. Now, mind you, I did not overindulge at all during the holidays. Hardly. But I do want to continue losing weight because it makes me happy. It makes my doctors happy. And this tea tastes delicious, so. Okay. This spread, inspired by the symbols in the Fool card, provides clarity and advice. If you focus your vision and heed the advice, you can get your year off to the best start possible. So, card number 1, the red feather, what you really want. I know what Isis, the alpha female's answer is, world domination. Ace of Cups. It's so funny because, you know, one of the things that has been on my mind a lot, and specifically the last 2 months, is that I feel like my self-love and self-esteem isn't as high or as strong as it used to be. And you know what? I do want new love energy. I want more love for myself. I want more love for my body, exactly as it is and exactly as it is not. I want more love for my mind, exactly as it is and exactly as it is not. I want more love for my life, exactly as it is and exactly as it is not. It doesn't matter if there's a specific goal or desire that I have yet to physically manifest. That does not mean that I cannot love my life completely here and now the way it is right now. So yes, I do want this infusion of new love energy in my life. It doesn't have to be romantic at all. If it's romantic, that's nice. But for me, this is definitely along the lines of and absolutely increasing the love that I have for myself, the love that I have for my mind, my body, my life. And accepting everything exactly the way it is and exactly the way it is not, until the changes that I desire manifest. And that really is that's more important than even I realize consciously right now. And I think that for some of you, it's more important than you may realize. Okay, so I'm setting that one aside. Card number 2, the White Rose. How to purify your heart and create a clean slate. Okay, and that card is Queen of Pentacles. So, the White Rose, let me read that again. How to purify your heart and create a clean slate. Purify my heart. Well, pentacles have to do with the body. So this is reminding me to eat fruits and vegetables. This is reminding me to spend more money on fruits and vegetables. This is also reminding me to spend money on vitamin supplements and herbal supplements as a way of really strengthening my body in a very powerful way. And I must admit, I have gotten out of the habit of taking vitamins and minerals every day. I mean, I take a vitamin D soft gel, but I'm used to taking a few additional things like CoQ10. I need to go back to doing that because every time I did that, I was healthier, my immune system was stronger, I had more physical energy. It works for me. So I definitely need to go back to doing that. And trusting the goddess is providing me with all the money I need to do that. Because remember, pentacles do relate to money. Okay, so yes. Card number 3, the bag, what you will need to bring. And card number 3 is, oh my goddess, this is so funny. It's the Chariot card. So what do I need to bring? I need to bring the desire to move forward no matter what. I need to bring the desire to move forward no matter what. I said that twice for emphasis, but I want to share something with you that's really personal. There are times when in my life I have become so consumed either with anger or with sadness or with despair that I simply don't move. Like I literally do not move. I stop walking, I stop moving, and I remember there was a period of intense sadness in my life several years ago that I literally was hiding in bed. Like I did not want to deal with the outside world. All I wanted to do was stay in bed and sleep. And it got to the point that I said to myself, Robert, you cannot keep doing this. You must get out of this bed. You must eat. You must drink something. You must take a shower. You must get dressed. You must do things. You cannot remain in this bed every day of your life. You cannot do that anymore. And it took a lot of effort. And yeah, there are times when I stop walking because I'm catching my breath, but this was a totally different situation. And of course, it's no coincidence the Chariot card is astrologically aligned with the sun sign Cancer, the strongest of the water signs. So I know that this desire to move forward is imperative regardless of whatever emotions I'm experiencing in that moment. And yes, there may be times when you or I need a moment to okay, I need to take a moment and process. I need to take a moment and think. I need to take a moment and breathe. That's one thing. But if you keep taking those moments to breathe, to catch your breath, to do this, to do that, to do whatever, you're still not moving. So this is about moving forward no matter what. And it's a major arcana card. So the universe or as I would say, the goddess, is not going to wait for you to stop moving or wait for you to start moving again. She's going to be like, let's go, let's go, let's go, keep it moving, let's go, keep it moving, let's go, let's go. So the goddess is going to make sure you keep moving, whether you want to or not. Number 4, dog. What or who you should listen to. Nine of Cups. Your heart, your wishes, your desires, your needs. Those things, those people, those emotions that nourish you, that nurture you, that heal you. You know, it's extremely easy to pay attention to the one person who disliked your video or the one person who criticized you. But it really takes a bit of effort to really focus on the people that have always loved and adored you. The people that have been like, you're a superstar. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you think you can't do this. I know you can do this. I always know you can do this because you're you. And that's my experience of you. So this is definitely about focusing on what you know to be true. The beauty that you are, the talents that you have, what you bring to people, what you bring to the world. And remember, 9 is the number of completion in the numerology of the tarot. So this is about allowing doors to close so that new doors can open. If you keep holding on to the doors that diminish you, you cannot expect the doors of opportunity and greater success and greater fulfillment to open up for you. Could be wrong about that. Maybe, maybe not. And your final message card, 3 of Pentacles. Now, traditionally, Pentacles represent years, but in a lot of my readings, they represent months. So this is like a check-in. This is like, let's see what happens between now and April 2019. Let's see what you can accomplish between now and April 2019. And of course, I'm going to see what I accomplish between now and April 2019. So I really loved using the Kawaii Tarot. I'd forgotten how insightful that tarot deck is, and I was so happy to use the Good Beginning spread from the Fool card of Llewellyn's 2019 tarot calendar. I cannot, and I'm going to say this again, I cannot thank those of you enough who purchased this calendar, who have purchased more than one copy, who've ordered this calendar. I still remember when Oya's Girl, formerly known as Queen Osette, messaged me during either one of Conjurer's Table's live streaming videos or one of Wizard's Tower's live streaming videos, or it could have been one of the Hermit's Cave's live streaming videos. But she wrote to me in the chat, she wrote, I found out that Llewellyn Publications is going to publish Llewellyn's 2020 Tarot Calendar, which means it will be available for purchase as of July 2019. They're listening. When she wrote that, I was so elated. I was so overjoyed. I was so thrilled. I was so incredibly happy. You know, and I have said this ad infinitum, I've said this ad nauseum. The last time prior to this calendar that Llewellyn Publications had a tarot-themed annual was more than a decade ago. It was more than 10 years ago. And I know instinctively a publishing house is not going to publish something that only one person buys, or two people buy, or three people buy. They're going to purchase something that a lot of people buy. If a lot of people buy it, if a lot of people spread the word and encourage people to buy it, then absolutely it's going to stay out there. And the fact of the matter is that we all, now a lot of us know this, there is no shortage of people in the YouTube community that are tarot enthusiasts, that love the tarot, that are in lust with the tarot, that work with tarot professionally, that give tarot readings professionally. So I knew instinctively, I knew to the marrow of my bones that there were plenty of people that could purchase this calendar and that would enjoy this calendar. And you listened. And again, you know, Llewellyn doesn't give me anything for this. They don't give me kickbacks. They don't give me percentages. I wasn't going to ask for it. I wouldn't even dream of asking for it. This just makes me happy. It makes me happy because, again, the last time they had a tarot-themed annual was more than 10 years ago, prior to the creation, execution, and publication of this calendar. So the fact that they are now going to publish a 2020 calendar that will be available for purchase in exactly 6 months, let me re-emphasize that. In exactly 6 months, July 2019, you will be able to purchase, I will be able to purchase Llewellyn's 2020 Tarot Calendar. Okay? That's a big fucking deal. I think it's a big fucking deal because, again, if people didn't buy this, if people didn't want to buy this, they wouldn't do it. Llewellyn Publications is a successful, metaphysically oriented publishing house. They know what they're doing. They certainly know what they're doing. And they know they're not going to publish something. They're not going to spend the time, the energy, or the money to create something and publish it if nobody buys it, if nobody's interested. People are interested. A lot of people are interested, more than yours truly is interested. So more than one person, more than yours truly is buying it. And because of that, they're continuing to publish it. So I highly encourage you, keep buying this calendar. If you love the tarot, if you're in lust with the tarot, if you're a tarot enthusiast, if you study the tarot, if you teach the tarot, if you give readings with the tarot professionally, if you want to give readings with the tarot professionally, if you want to write a book on the tarot, if you are divinely inspired by the tarot, whatever role the sacred tarot has for you, you deserve this calendar. You deserve to buy this calendar. And you owe it to yourself to buy this calendar. And yes, it is still on sale. I'll admit it, I keep waiting for Llewellyn to stop having it on sale because it's a new year. The holidays are over. Well, the Christmas holiday is over. The Christmas shopping holiday is over. And it's like, it's still $3 off. But hey, $3 is $3. So, and of course, you don't have to only buy it at Llewellyn Publications. You don't have to buy it at Llewellyn's website. You can buy it wherever you buy it. But just knowing that they're doing this, I'm floored. I'm delighted, I'm excited, I'm moved, I'm happy, and I cannot tell you how much it means to me. Even though I'm sure that I've done a pretty good job of spending more than 5 minutes in every video that I've talked about this, telling you how much it means to me. But I digress. Let me catch my breath and take a sip of tea. Ooh. I definitely need to switch to a different beverage after this, so I'm going to finish this. Ooh, that is a much better hot than cold. Okay, so Thank you for joining me in this video. Thank you for a new installment of Llewellyn's Tarot Calendar 2019 edition. If you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, I invite you to do so. Definitely make sure that you click or tap the bell icon. That way you will receive a notification every single time I upload a video. I cannot over-recommend that from time to time you periodically check every YouTube channel to which you are subscribed to make sure that the ones that you want to receive notifications about, you are receiving notifications. That way you will be sure that you receive notifications. And of course, if you have not already scheduled your sacred session with me, whether it is an intuitive card reading, whether it is a private metaphysical class, whether it is an energy healing treatment, I highly recommend you do so sooner than later. As I have mentioned in a few videos ago, I am no longer participating in Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation at Eastern Mountain in Greenwich, New York, so I have a little bit more availability at the present time for January 2019. Given that I am going to be leading my very third as opposed to my very first or very second goddess course beginning in March of this year, and given that I will be scheduling March, April, and May dates for Notions and Potions as of next month, February 2019, my availability is going to decrease with each passing month. So I do recommend, when you have your date in mind, you schedule it sooner than later. And by all means, if you are divinely guided to avail yourselves of my psychic services, then by all means follow that divine guidance. If you're not, don't do it. Simple as that. And by all means, ask your angels, would I receive divine blessings from using Robert Alvarez's psychic services? And if your angels say yes, you know what to do. And trust the divine to provide you with everything you need to avail yourselves of my psychic services, because they're going to do that. They're absolutely going to provide for you. You may or may not think that they would, but if you know to the marrow of your bones, I love saying that, to the marrow of your bones, if you know that you're going to receive divine blessings from my psychic services, then by all means, trust that divine guidance and trust the universe to provide you with everything you need to avail yourselves of my psychic services. With that, I wish you a beautiful night, a wonderful rest of the week, a wonderful weekend, and of course, a 2019 overflowing with profound peace, deep and powerful healing, and ever-increasing divine financial supply. And good night.